Good evening, everyone. Welcome to back to school night for the school year of 2020 to 2021. I know that this is very different to probably other back to school nights that we've had, but the key word is flexible this year. So I'm very happy that you are able to join me through the computer. I know I've had the opportunity to meet most of you. We've interacted a lot through our Google Meets, but this is just a little bit more of a formal way to just really lay down all of the information that you should have regarding our curriculum, plans for the year, and daily operations. So let's start right over here. A little bit about myself. I am a product of this Weehawken School District. I did go through the system myself. Doing so, I can honestly say that this district is known for preparing students and giving them the skills they really need for the outside world. I've worked in some capacity in this district since 2011. I was a substitute teacher, a student teacher, full-time teaching staff. This is now my fourth year here at Daniel Webster School teaching first grade. I got my undergraduate degree at Rutgers University, and then later on went to St. Peter's to get my master's in teaching. After my master's degree in teaching, I also decided to pursue further education, and currently I hold a New Jersey Supervisor of Instruction certification. So that's pretty much a little bit about my educational background. Personally, like I said, I've gone through this district. I am extremely involved. You probably will see me at football games. In the past, I have coached. I was coaching girls volleyball, bowling, tennis. This year I stopped that. I did take over for Mr. Dowski to direct the extended care program. So all my extended care parents, you will be dealing with me. I'll be able to hopefully start this program, seeing what happens with this school year. But again, anything regarding extended care, you will get notices from myself, and I'll make sure those go out to you as well. If you do need to contact me, many of you do have my email readily accessible, but it is right here, jannese@weehawkenschools.net. You can also find my email if you go to my Google website. My contact information is there as well. I do use Twitter. Unfortunately, this year there's not really many pictures I can take or share with the students, but you do get a firsthand view of what we're doing every day. But if you do want to add me on Twitter, see what information I do put up there, my Twitter handle is right here at Mr_Annese, and I will be more than willing to accept you on that. Our schedule this year is subject to change. I will try to stick to this as closely as possible, but if something comes up, such as a drill or we have slight changes due to staffing or just daily operations, I will let you know ahead of time. But as best as we can, we're going to stick to this. So at 8:20, students are to log on to my Google Meet. At 8:20, I will be posting some morning work for the students to complete. It could be a RAS Kids activity, an ST Math activity, or a journal entry, something along those lines. And then at that time, I will be taking attendance. At 8:55, we will conclude our morning meeting and move into our reading block. Over here, we will go over our spelling and sight words, read the new story for the week. We'll go over grammar and literature in this block. And then moving on at 9:50, we will have snack. Snack will be 15 minutes long, so it will go probably from around 9:50 to 10:05. During snack time, the students have been great about this, but like I've said, we keep our cameras off, our microphones off. At 10:05, we'll come back for Writer's Workshop. We'll run Writer's Workshop until about 10:40, where we will go into math. And then after math, we do have our specials that go from 11:30 to 12 o'clock. And then in that 12 to 12:20 block, we will do science and social studies and then have dismissal procedures. Now, everything over here, it's give or take a couple of minutes. I also do like to throw in a couple of breaks throughout the day because I do understand that these children, it's not great for them to be in front of the screen the whole time. They do get antsy, they do want to move around. So, absolutely, I will give them some breaks and some time to just get moving, take their eyes off of the screen. Our specials this year are all virtual. You do know the link for the specials. I've put that on my Google Classroom, and everyone has been great with accessing that. Monday, we have art. Tuesday is gym. Wednesday, SEL stands for Social Emotional Learning. That's with our new school guidance counselor, Ms. Vieira. She comes in, talks to the children about feelings, emotions, just keeps them in good spirits, make sure everything is okay. And we also have music on Wednesday as well. Thursday, we have Spanish class. Friday, we have library. Again, all specials take place from 11:30 to 12, where students are to leave my Google Meet and then log into the special area teacher's Google Meet. SEL classes take place at 10:30 to 10:55 on Wednesday. I will always remind you when specials are. I give the children a heads up as well. And like I said, they're really, really good at leaving the meet and logging themselves onto specials. As far as class expectations go, like I said, I am extremely flexible this year, but we do have some key expectations. So I do need everyone to log in at 8:20 in the morning. That way, when I have attendance, the students are there, they know the plan for the day, and we can move on. We are running on a little bit of a shorter schedule this year, so as much time as I have with the children becomes extremely beneficial for both of us. So please, at 8:20, have them logged on and ready to go. I need to stress that students need to complete all of their work and test independently. Trust me, I know that they are staring at you with puppy eyes and they are begging for help sometimes, and they are asking you just to spell this one word or just to give them this one answer for math. Please do everything you can to not give them answers to tests. I need to collect as much authentic data as possible. This lets me see which students need extra help, which students need basic skills, which students should be receiving additional time on certain aspects. It helps me with my planning to say, all right, maybe I should spend an extra 2 days on this topic instead of moving on to that topic. If everyone is getting hundreds, then, in my mind, I think that everything is fine. We're going to just keep moving on, and really the children are going to be struggling. So please have all tests done completely independently. You are more than welcome to help them navigate it. I know that it's tough handing them a Chromebook, and it's going to be a learning curve for them. So there's no problem with you scrolling through the test, making sure that every question is clicked on and answered. But again, please do not provide any assistance with answering these questions. And again, I just want students to work to their best ability and give 100%. On the note of coming into class at 8:20, just like a normal school day, students should be dressed appropriately. They should already have had breakfast and be ready to start their school day with all of their materials with them. From 2 o'clock to 2:59, I do have afternoon sessions. This time is used for a variety of things. With advance notice, I will have small groups. So please have your students at home available to be on the computer up until 2:55. Not every day we will meet in small groups. Sometimes we'll have assessments as well. But if I do need to pull some children for small groups, whether it's to work on writer's workshop, reinforce some math concepts, maybe help with homework if I see someone is struggling, I do need them available at this time. Again, I will give you advance notice for that. Our assessments, it could be a reading assessment, math assessment, DRA reading assessment, anything like that. And it's also my office hours where I will be available by email if you need to reach me with questions, as well as with advance notice. We could do a video conference if needed. So as far as curriculum goes, you do have access to the curriculum. You get to see it firsthand. We have the green hardcover Journeys readers. There's also an online component to that, but again, trying to minimize the amount of time on the screen. I am providing you with the hard textbook version so the students can practice reading through traditional measures. So with this hard journeys comes a grammar component. Now we will be covering in trimester 1, trimester 2, and trimester 3 a good mix of fiction and nonfiction texts. You can see on the screen here what grammar topics we will be covering. And first grade does cover a wide array of topics. We do everything from sentence structure and formation to nouns and verbs, all the way to contractions, adjectives, subject-verb agreement, and everything in between. So it is a very robust curriculum, and we do get through all of it. So that's why getting here at 8:20 is very, very important to allow as much time to get through all of this material. For math, students have been receiving their math mats. Instead of having a large textbook, they have these individual mats that they can pull out every day. Now, these math mats cover everything from addition, subtraction, the very basics, to a little bit more advanced addition, subtraction, to counting by twos, fives, tens. We cover all of our numbers up to 120. And then eventually we move on to telling time, organizing data in graphs and charts, as well as geometry. The math program is a little bit different than what you may have been accustomed to. It really stresses critical thinking. So instead of approaching the problem head on, it also will try to ask the question or pose a question in a little bit of a backwards way, just to really kind of relate to algebra and get these students thinking using a little bit more critical thinking skills as well. We do hold Writer's Workshop. Writer's Workshop consists of a week-long series and structure of creating books. Now, we start with things such as pattern books in trimester 1 because pattern books are extremely easy. And quickly we move into narrative writing pieces where the students can begin to tell a story. Trimester 2, we move on to informational pieces, which is really speaking about facts, telling about something that they are experts on. And then trimester 3, which I have highlighted here, we leave our opinion pieces to the very end. We do spend the majority of first grade really teaching children about expressive language and how to express their opinions and thoughts. So at the very end of the school year is when we work and focus on opinion writing, telling about their ideas and thoughts on certain topics. Now with the Writer's Workshop, it's, again, different in the way that maybe you were taught writing and you and I were taught writing, but yeah, there's a method to the madness. Day 1 is always our planning phase. What we teach the children is to go through your blank book at first, think about your story, and we have them sketch out a story. A couple of quick drawings on each page just to help them plan out their writing. Then the next day they can begin their writing, and then throughout the process they're constantly revisiting their writing, editing, adding, and then finishing up their final published work. As far as spelling goes, again, they may be asking you to help them spell words. In first grade, if they can show me inventive spelling, which means that they don't know how to spell the word correctly, but you are able to kind of make out the word, you can see that the thought process into sounds is there, that would make me extremely happy just to see that. We want them to learn independence. We want them to learn to spell out these words, come up with these ideas on their own. So Writer's Workshop is a very independent block of time in our schedule. You may hear me jump in every once in a while and interject, maybe give them a tip, maybe break out in a small mini lesson, which could teach them a new skill. But for the most part, these books are written on their own with their own thoughts and ideas. We do have science lessons 2 times a week. Again, it follows a kind of structure. So in the beginning of the year, we are learning all about what it means to be a scientist, what it means to use our senses, our observation skills, how to conduct an experiment, how to keep notes. Mid-year, we start learning about living things on the earth. And then towards the end of the year, we'll move more towards the physical science aspect of the curriculum. For social studies, we also teach social studies 2 days a week. We start off with learning about communities, being a part of a community, as well as learning about our town, Weehawken, and the surrounding areas. In the middle of the year, we move on to learning about the past and present. And then finally, at the end of the year, we learn about citizenship, what it means to be a good citizen. And then as far as that, it's also ties into just being a good person, contributing member of society, jobs, all those aspects as well. So virtual learning is new for all of us, and I am very well aware of that. It's new for me. This is not something that we grew up doing, but I'm very impressed with how quickly everyone has adapted, from the parents and the students as well. Everyone has been doing a great job, really being flexible, doing their best, making things work, even when they don't work. And we know that with technology, that tends to happen more often than not. But again, I am very thankful for your patience and all the efforts that you are putting in to helping your child learn. So just a couple of tips for while we are doing this. Please be mindful of your surroundings during virtual learning. So it's best to have the children put, space permitting, in a quiet area of the house. It's best to set them up just as if they were in school. So give them a place to sit. Chairs work best. We don't want them sitting in bed, because then it's going to change their mindset so they're at home, they can relax. So we want them really set up with a desk, a chair, in a quiet area with all of their supplies easily accessible. It is best to leave them alone, so that way they're not distracted by people walking in and out. But at the same time, if you can check in and monitor your students throughout the day, that would be extremely helpful for me. One of the issues that we're running into with virtual learning is that, with this camera, I can only see what the camera sees. Majority of the time, it's from their shoulders up. I can't really tell what they're writing every time. And sometimes when I ask them to hold up their writing, sometimes they're not doing it, or the camera is not really picking up the text, and it's hard for me to see. So if periodically you can come in and just monitor your child, make sure that they are at the computer, that they are working, that they're on the correct page, it would help me out tremendously. And then last, with virtual learning, we do use multiple websites. So we have Raz Kids, ST Math, Happy Numbers, there's My Google Classroom, right? There's all these different websites. I even have that document for special area teachers to log into their Google Meet. And trust me, I know that it can be overwhelming. And I know that, it does take away from your day when the children come up to you and ask you if you can log them onto a website. So one of the ways that we can help that is by, on their Chromebook, creating a bookmark for each of those pages. So if you can go on to Raz Kids, make a bookmark for that, make a bookmark for ST Math and Happy Numbers, and then practice with your children. Show them, hey, if Mr. Annese says, please go on to ST Math, all you have to do is click here on the bookmark. And hopefully that will alleviate some of the pressure on you, and they can be a little bit more independent with navigating these websites. Like I said, I know that there's a lot of information in this slideshow, in this presentation, but I'm always available for questions. You can always email me. I do ask, though, that if there are questions, that they are asked by email and not during our Google Meet with the students. We really want to make sure that that Google Meet time is for those students and not for our conference if you do need to reach me, again, just email me. I can either answer through email. If we have to set up a conference, we can do that as well. But please, I'm always available. Like I said, from about 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock, you'll always get me by email, Monday through Friday. If there's something super urgent, please make sure to get that into me before 3 o'clock. Other than that, this concludes our presentation. Definitely a little strange doing a back to school night this way. I do wish that I could meet you in person. I'm very hopeful that in the near future we can meet in person. But your kids are great. They're doing a great job. They're really resilient. The adults here are also resilient. You guys have learned to adapt. You're extremely flexible. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you enough for all of the support and your flexibility this year. So with that, please stick around for other presentations, I believe, from special area teachers. And I will see everyone very soon. Take care.